Hello everyone. Today we are going to automate one of the test scenario, like one of the managed package in the Copado, which is called CloudFulcrum Extension for Copado. This is the managed package which exists in Copado site. So we have downloaded this managed package and installed in our production org. So let us discuss what this app does and how we have automated end-to-end test cases of this app. So this is the app. It has different features in it. Basically, this app does a cleanup utility for your org. Whenever you are deploying changes from one Salesforce org to another Salesforce org, we'll create n number of branches, grid branches, promotion branches, or any other branches which we create during our release cycle. So if our release cycle is of 1 month, we'll end up creating n number of branches which we may use or which we may not use, which we have created for future use and we haven't used for a long time. So to clean up all those branches, stale branches or unused branches from long time, we have this app in place. So what it does is it will try to select all the branches which are in draft state or different state, which is of not used for a long time, like 3 months or 6 months or 12 months, past 3 months or past 6 months or past 12 months. All those branches it will select, and whenever if you wanted to clean up, you can clean up all those branches using this app. So it will reduce the pain for end user. They need to collect all the information and then delete all the branches one by one. Instead of that, you can do it in a one go. So this is the advantage of using this app. So now we'll go to Copado Robotic Testing. Copado Robotic Testing is a very lightweight tool, and it is just like English sentences you can see on the screen. App state home. Home is nothing but, if I go to common.robot, there is one keyword called home. What it does is, first it will log into your Salesforce org, and then it will click on your home tab. So this is my first initial step, which I go to in my Chrome browser or any browser. First you launch the Salesforce and then you just go to the any tab like home or any other tab. You can change this home to any other tab as per your requirement. So this is general simple English statements, and anyone can automate very easily. If a user doesn't have any knowledge on Copado robotic testing, they can learn in 1 or 2 days. That's it. There is no coding or any other things which needs to be known, and there is a proper documentation for CRT. Where it is very helpful for the user if you wanted to search for any keyword like click text. Instead of click text, if you wanted to use some other thing, there is one in the documentation they have mentioned n number of suggestions of what we can use. And if you wanted to use any other things, just if you do a control space, it will give you the suggestions what needs to be selected, and then you can start automating your test cases. It's very easy. And one more advantage of using CRT is that you can import your Selenium library. There is a one Selenium library which we use to call the Selenium code. If you have wanted to specifically click on any particular web element, I don't want to write entire code like go into the cell and all the things like click text. If I wanted to just go and click on one particular element directly, I have some knowledge on Selenium. So if I know how to write an XPath like this. Then if I wanted to click on this particular element, it supports the Selenium library and Selenium code. So if I have to first I have to import it in the Selenium library like this inside the settings section. After that, you can start writing Selenium code in this, and you can set a WebDriver. You can instantiate your WebDriver in the code, and then you can start writing Selenium code here. It will support the Selenium test cases as well. And existing test cases you can also run in Selenium inside the CRT itself. And one more advantage of using CRT is that we write script on the left side pane. On the right side pane, this is the browser. This is an empty browser. Once I click on this live testing, it will open an empty browser like this, and then your execution will be starting over here itself. You don't have to cross verify if whatever the line you have written is working correct or not. If you have to trace it back, you can directly see, and there will be a cursor which will be moving from one line to another line like this. So it will be easy to trace back all the information, and you can create entire test suite. For example, this is one test case till here, and there is one more test case over here, and this is one more test case. The same functionality of a particular test scenario. If you have 10 test cases under one particular test scenario, you can include all your test cases inside this test this function dot robot, this name dot robot, and you can start writing all the test cases inside one file itself. So it will try to execute all the test cases line by line, or you have other option also to run only specified test cases. There are n number of functionalities available with CRT, which you can use and run your test cases accordingly. Suite or particular tag related test cases, you can add tags to your test case, and then you can run them. And you can write if else loops, do while loops, splitting the given URL or any other things which you wanted to split and between your whatever the information you have on the screen. If you wanted to get entire text and you wanted to split it, you can do that. All the arithmetic operations, all the functionalities which we generally perform using Java, it can be performed in CRT as well. It's and the community help is also great. If you post a question, you will get a reply in 1 or 2 days, not even 2 days. It is, and by end of the day, they're on top of it, and they'll reply you back with the appropriate answers. So right now I'm trying to run one test case over here. So I'll just first, there are 3 different options how we have to run a test case. First one is to run entire test suite like this. If I click on first play button, it will run whatever there is on this open file. It will run entire thing. The second one is a single line step. If I place my cursor here and run the second option, it will run that particular single step. And the third one is if I have selected one line like this, and if I wanted to only run that particular section, then the current selection will be run over the using third option. I'm just selecting the third option. It has to log into Salesforce and navigate me through the home tab. Okay, now, sorry, this app doesn't have home. That's the reason it is clicking on this one. Getting started. Click on getting started. So I'm selecting, I have to do some setup on before running my test case. So I'm selecting those lines and going and selecting some from the setup and changing some values. Already has created this particular thing, and that's the reason we have already the custom metadata already defined over here. That's the reason it has skipped that point. And then, and if we want it, then we can write it in if else loop as well. I'm selecting till this line and running this test. From the app launcher, we are selecting the app, and then we are doing some cleanup utility. We are now cleaning up the user stories. So if you have n number of user stories which are not used from 3 months, it is trying to select one of the record and then delete that particular user story, which is not used from past 3 months. Now it has been successfully deleted. My execution has been stopped. We have done two things over here. One is soft delete. So this is how we are doing soft delete and hard delete, which are unused data from last 3 months, and then we are trying to delete it. And we have a soft delete, we have a hard delete. So we have a number of things over here. So this is how we are going to select. Just now we have selected the user stories. Where is that? From last 3 months, Copado user stories. So we have selected Copado user stories, and then we have select whatever the information which is not used till since last 3 months. We are getting all that information and we are selecting that particular row and we are trying to close that. And similarly, not only the user stories, there are archival records and there are Git branches. We are selecting first Git repository. From that, we are getting Git branch. And then if that is stale for last 3 months or unused, untouched since last 3 months, that we are selecting and deleting it. So this is all about the CRT, and you can see on the below screen that how your test cases pass, what is the execution, pass, close alert. And there was an alert message which has come up on the screen to delete that particular record. So that has been popped up and it says that step has been passed. So you can easily trace back that information from your test case, whether your step, whatever the step which is written on the test case has been executed or not. So this is an advantage of using CRT. Thank you for watching.